I shall thank all the instructors for covering and discussing all the relative aspects of all about ophthalmologist, operation theatre, infection control practices and protocol. Now I shall discuss what changes I made in my OT while NABH accreditation process. I'm also NABH coordinator and quality chairman of MGMI Institute, so have taken this subject. We are going through this journey since 17th November 2017, and all these long years had closed our non-compliances. On February 11th and February 13th had sent the review documents for our healthcare organization for final certification. It's yet to be done. So I'm sharing some of the points of what we have changed, though we have a properly designed OT complex since its inception, yet there are some changes which we need to do to come up to the international standard, which I shall discuss in the form of structural, which of course we did not have to do major, and administrative and documentation, which we have adopted. Now, NABH has made stringent guidelines for air conditioning in the OT, which was already described. So there should be a minimum of air changes per hour 20, of which minimum 4 should be of fresh air. And air velocity is to be maintained at 25 to 35 feet per minute, which should be unidirectional and downwards, and positive pressure of minimum 2.5 Pascal at all the time should be maintained. HEPA filters was already discussed about, but here I would like to emphasize on the point that the air quality at the supply, that is at the grill level, should be class 1000 ISO class 6 at rest condition. And the temperature and humidity has to be maintained as per the standards they have given. This is a recent 2018 standard which was given. We have installed all the devices to measure all these standards, whether are being maintained or not. We do the air particulate count, which are new to us, and we have started maintaining the registers on a daily basis. So this is new for us. And another thing is that each AHU of each OT has to be there, and we should not have window and split AC in any of the type of OT, because they are pure recirculating units and have pockets for microbiological growth which cannot be sealed. Now, we have started to operate the AHU blower even during non-functional hours after using variable frequency devices. This is also new for us, which we have adopted, and all these variables are being maintained every 6 monthly. Preventive maintenance schedule does as per the documentation, as per the recommendation. Now, there were zoning in our OT from before, but now we can see all those signages coming up, which are very much helpful for every other person whoever is entering the OT. The signages are displayed in the other areas also. Earlier we had these beautiful paintings, as we can see down, but now we have also the signages coming out of relevant importance for the patients and visitors' interest. Now, we have improved in our hand wash techniques. In the OT, the WHO standard has to be followed, and now we do check by doing hand washing audit report, which comes every monthly to us, and to find out the compliance rate, and if anybody is found to be non-compliant, then the corrective action has to be taken against that, and this is reflected in our annual day function also. Earlier we had this, even our staff are also upgrading because of this training. Earlier we do see 2017, we do see the local dances being shown by our staff. So even there become a strange. Okay. So even handling of the instruments are like they have to use personal protective equipment whenever they're handling any kind of instrument, and these are reflected in the biomedical audit report. If somebody is found to be non-compliant, then action is taken. The crash card and a defibrillator is a newer entry so that we prevent any kind of code blue, which wherever and wherever it happens, we have to take care of that. All the staffs have undergone fire training. Fire extinguishers are there everywhere, and fire escape route plan. Every floor does have the fire escape route plan. We have a public announcement system installed.
Your attention please. Code blue in.
That's what. Like everywhere it's been installed, even inside the OT, everybody knows that if something untoward happens, they can also take part to like come out of that situation. Then all the specimens from the lab are transported in a lab specimen transport box. We have improved in our biomedical management system. This is as part to the 2016 rule. Everybody has to follow. Then the crash cart and the drug store, everywhere, the look-alike, sound-alike system has come into play. Like we dispose of the medicines after, like we get ourselves ensured that LASA is maintained in all the drug stores. And then next is the international patient safety goals are to be maintained. So everybody had learned that whenever they are using a stretcher, they should put the rails all the time. Then needle destroyer is out. And we are following a needle stick injury protocol very strictly. Specific TST has come as a signal log, which is in use now. Because of the NABH certification, our institute has become mercury free, and so newer digital sphygmomanometer and LED based sphygmomanometer has come in the field. We had a distilled water plant from before, but very recently we have become strict about having the testing report from in-house as well as outsourced laboratory, like as per the recommendations of the Infection Control Committee. Implant registers are to be maintained for all the implants. It's not only IOL, but whatever implants are being done in the OT, all the implant registers are to be maintained. There are quality indicators which do come in context with the anesthesia, as well as the surgeries which are being done. So there are various quality indicators depending on which you will be given the certification. So we do check it every month. We do check the OT utilization rate every month is been done. OT utilization of all the biomedical equipments are being done. We do find out the OT critical equipment breakdown analysis every month, so that if anything is required, we can do the preventive analysis. We can find out the root cause analysis and can do the corrective and preventive action. The manuals we have prepared, this is the OT and CSSC manual, which we have prepared and implemented. The forms have changed as per the standards. All the forms are standard now. So to summarize, we have changed in our structure, so to say, structure. We didn't have to do so many changes, but little one which we were ignoring all these days. These changes are there, as we can see. And administrative, there is quite a lot of change there. This is for overall, the changes were helpful to improve the efficiency of the operation theater process, and whole of the everyone whoever is involved, patients, doctors, and the staff, everyone has upgraded during this NABH accreditation process. Thank you for your patient hearing.